Well, for those of you who play Australian racing with Twin Spires, you'll be very familiar with the name Gai Waterhouse, the Australian Racing Hall of Fame trainer here at Churchill Downs, soaking up Kentucky Derby week. Gai, tremendous to see you here in Louisville, and you've just had a great experience watching a race with Travis Stone up here in the broadcast booth. What do you think?
I thought it was fantastic. It was absolutely marvellous. And Travis talked me through it before the race. It's interesting because the race that was just run, race 5, started behind the building over there. And I said to him the last time I was at a race meeting, which was at Newmarket, the July course last year, the race starts in another county. So it's very creditable to the race caller to be able to call it off the screen and then link straight up with them seeing in the flesh.
Yeah, and Travis does a terrific job. He's good friends with Matty Hill too, a very prominent Australian race caller. Now, Gai, you've won just about every Group 1 there is to win in Australia. The Melbourne Cup, the race that stops the nation in Australia, but also, if I'm correct, 8 Golden Slippers, the world's richest race for 2-year-olds. Now, given that these Derby horses on Saturday, some of them have only just turned 3. In fact, one of them will still be technically 2, Rodriguez from Bob Baffert. Is that a comparison, the race, the Golden Slipper and the Kentucky Derby, or are you thinking something else like a Melbourne Cup or a Cox Plate?
I think it's more like the Melbourne Cup, the whole hype, and it's a mile and a quarter, a mile and a half, and of course the Melbourne Cup's 3,200 metres, 2 miles. The Golden Slip is all about speed, so it's a 6-furlong race, and they go. But I'll tell you, they've got speed here. It's got to be the horse with the endurance, and I'm sure Travis would tell us far better than me. But I think it's the toughest, fastest horse that just gets through the dirt and goes. You watch them, like when you saw Justify win the Triple Crown. It was amazing. He just was so strong and out of there, you know.
Yeah. Now, I know you're good friends with Kenny McPeak. Were you watching from afar a year ago when he won the double, the Oaks Derby double, the first trainer in 72 years?
Amazing, a wonderful thing. He's a great trainer and he's a very sensible man, and he goes about his task very, in a very methodical sort of way. I met Kenny quite a few years ago, and I just think he's the best. I really do. Don't let Wesley Ward know that, because Wesley Ward's my buddy. He calls me his sweetheart.
Now, I've seen you out here in the mornings on the backside watching the training, having a great time. I know you've got obviously a great eye for horses. Have you been watching the Derby runners, and has one caught your eye in particular? I
like the favourite. I think he's a big, strong horse. His coat's gleaming. He's just a very healthy, big, lovely hind quarter on him. Beautiful head. Rodriguez is a very free-moving horse, very big horse, leggy sort of horse. It'll be great, but I'd go for the favourite. I just thought he was something special about him.
Journalism. So does he remind you of any horses that you've had over the years?
Certainly does. It reminds me of Storm Boy, that was champion 2-year-old only 2 years ago. He's got similar markings, and his head and his bay, and he's a good-looking horse.
And speaking of Justify, the 2018 Kentucky Derby winner, he was a son of Justify, was he not?
He certainly was. Yes, he was. And of course, Justify didn't come back to Australia, so we haven't really had great exposure to Justify in Australia. But Storm Boy certainly made his mark.
All right, so you're tipping us journalism on Saturday for the Kentucky Derby. I've got a tip for you, Gai, in a race today. Race 9, number 7, Nash, named after the great Nash Rawiller.
It certainly is. It's a great name and a great jockey.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to most about Kentucky Derby Day?
Just being here, just being, inundated, or what do you call it, just drenched. Immersed is the word. Thank you, Andrew, very much. Immersed in this amazing sort of atmosphere and vibe and vitality. It's just wonderful.
We are absolutely stoked to have you here in Louisville, Gai. It's wonderful to have you here. She's the face of racing in Australia, everybody. They call her the First Lady of Racing in Australia, Australian Racing Hall of Fame trainer. It's just wonderful to have her here in Louisville, Kentucky, enjoying Kentucky Derby week and enjoying a call from the great Travis Stone there at the end. You got your binoculars ready, Gai? We might get you to record. We might get you to call race 6.
There you are. There he goes, and Travis hits the post.
Thanks, Gai.